First Thessalonians chapter 4 we read, "Brothers and sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope." Now there's very much a difference between grief in those who have hope and those who don't have hope. When we don't have hope, we can't see much into the spiritual world, I guess, the heavenly realms. We don't know what's happening up there, and we have no perception in it because we don't believe if we're an unbeliever. We have no hope in when somebody we love dies, we can sink into great despair. But when we have hope, when we know about Jesus, his death, his resurrection, how that applies to us, it gives us hope just naturally. We have that hope that one day we will be resurrected with him. Now, it calls us here to not grieve as the world grieves. But some people I know will say, well, if you cry at a funeral, your faith isn't where it should be because you shouldn't cry if you know where they're going. But I look at that differently now because I read something in the Gospel of John, how Jesus himself, when his friend Lazarus died, Jesus himself wept, cried right then and there. It's the shortest verse in the Bible. And it wasn't a crying of, lack of faith. I don't know what's happening. Oh, despair. No. This was a crying of love. These are loving tears. It says right after, the Jews said how Jesus loved Lazarus, his friend. That's the difference between mourning with hope and mourning without hope. That we can mourn with just true love, that we will miss the person who has died. Recently, my grandfather passed away, and I cried at the funeral, and I thought, I wouldn't cry. I know all this stuff. I know where he is. It's fine. But I cried. I really did. It wasn't, though, as if I had no hope. I knew where Burke was. But I cried because I knew I would miss him so much. And of course, being surrounded by other people who cry, that gets me going. But I didn't cry as one who didn't have hope. I had hope, and I still cried. That's completely okay. So I want to encourage you as well today that when you grieve, when you mourn, when a loved one you know is lost, it's okay to cry. It's just different when we're in Christ because we have hope. We know where they're going. It's completely okay. God bless.